has become a symbol of the modern human being. Because if you look at human beings, which not too much years back, like if you look at 50 years behind, even in a country like India, and you look at our villages, our cities, the way we lived, we never had things to waste. And primarily, we did not have things to waste because we did not have that much resources to throw around. So our extraction from the earth was very little. What we used was very little because we only needed that much. And then in the last 20, 25 or 30 years, what has happened is that industrialization has come in so much that now people are not living in a way that they actually need to or should be living. We are lured by materials that we actually may never have needed. But now we feel that it's all needed. So the whole marketing is that, see, how can you live without plastics? And you are asking this question to humanity, which has tens and thousands of years of have been living in this world without plastics. And then in the last 50 years, you come and say, you introduce, last 30 years, you introduce the plastics, you get them caught in the use of it, and then you're asking the question, how can you live without plastics? I think it's a completely stupid question, primarily. The second thing is that if you even look at waste, waste happens because we are a complete inefficient society. If we are efficient, waste would not happen at all. It would not come. So we don't think that a solution to a waste is through a technological fix. A solution to a waste happens only if you start looking at how humanity is using its resources, is extracting its resources, what kind of resources it's using, and how efficiently they are able to use the resource. And when you talk about that, then you will see that there are possibilities, even technical possibilities, of using the resources without creating the waste. Which means you will only use that much is what is needed, and you will not convert it into materials which produce waste in the end. So that is the way you think about an efficient society, where you don't waste it, you keep reducing your use or your needs, you don't waste it, but even if it comes down to discarding things, then it gets recycled back to the society, back to the system, which is a complete ecological system. The second most important thing we need to learn is that there are millions and millions of species of animals, plants, all sorts of living organisms in this world, in this earth. And there's not one creature which is wasting. It's only the human being which is wasting things. Everything intakes something and then produces some excreta, which goes back to the earth. So this is recycling. And you don't see animals going and extracting things, converting it into different kinds of products, running cars, nothing. It's just human beings. So it's all the more responsibility on us that we don't create a world which can't handle these things organically. So that is the very concept of, or the underlying philosophy behind zero waste. If everybody in, let's say India, wants to live like the Americans, then you will need 2 or 3 or 4 earths. But the thing is that you just have one earth, this much of land. You do not have anything more than it. So, with this kind of a limitation, you cannot go ahead with this kind of an economic approach at all. So that is where we need to change. We cannot keep saying that you go ahead, buy more cars, eat more, drink more. You just can't keep saying that. Whereas our education is now continuously trying to say that. The more you consume, the better you are a citizen. That is not right. That is not at all right. So the approach has to be reversed at some point in time. And we think zero waste is one of the ways we started